This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. County Commission meeting December 14th, 9 a.m. First on the list, public comments. All right. Yes, sir. Dave.
This Dave.
Yeah, Dave Mueller.
Dave Mueller from Tampa. This concerns the transfer station. It's on your agenda for today. I had 3 calls over the weekend. I just told the citizens I'd relay their comments. So nothing from me, it's just relaying comments from citizens. The first one was a comment, a couple east of Marion. They drive through Marion to work every day, but obviously before 8 o'clock, after 4 o'clock. So their comment is they would appreciate some method of after hours leaving trash. The second comment was from a gentleman in Pilsen. For him, weekends work better. He would like to be able to drop off his trash on weekends. I mentioned about the comments that were raised last week, abuse of a dumpster. And I thought he had a pretty good suggestion, just something to think about. Surveillance camera. Get the license tags of vehicles as they come in. If something inappropriate, you'd have a way to follow. Anyway, just a suggestion from a citizen. And then the last one was northwest corner of the county. They got a notice, no longer going to have any trash pickup. I think you're already aware of that. Mm-hmm. So their dumpsters are picked up the end of December and starting in January. Are they going to burn their trash? Are they going to bury it? What are they going to do? So their question to you is, what options do they have? Do they try to contact another service? Would the transfer station take, if they pooled together and brought in a truck, is there a limit on how much an individual can bring in? As you talk with your department head, you could maybe come up with some answers. Anyway, I just wanted to relay those comments.
Yeah, I might just mention that. Diane may know it too, because it's still part of our district, but it's, from what I can glean, it's 330th North.
Mm-hmm.
No one south of 330th has been contacted, including myself.
Yeah.
I've had a contact in for the supervisor for since last Thursday, and no response.
Yeah.
And what really upsets me is they were given no formal, not a letter. They just got a call and said, end of the year is the end of pickups. Of course, trying to deal with Waste Connections, which is huge, and they've tried to contact, I don't know the people who own the trash service in Lost Springs, but they've had no one's had a return call from them to see if they might be interested.
And again, it's a rural area, it's
Right.
long haul pickups, a lot of miles.
But here we are with a brand new transfer station, and we got people in the northwest part of the county that don't have any trash pickup.
Right.
And so, like I said, I don't know if there's a way that they can pool their trash and bring a big truck, whatever, but we need to accept it, because they're paying for it.
Good. Anyway, I just wanted to bring those
Thanks
comments for your
information.
consideration.
Thanks, Dave. See the chat bubble lighten up, so maybe there's ample time for a comment at this point. I'll go ahead and close public comments. Move on to administrative business. I don't know if we want to do the COVID update or we want to administrative business. I'll ask you, Tina.
I'll do the update so she can get back to work. I have a busy week.
Not sure that she's on right now.
Yeah, I don't see that she is,
So.
okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't see Deidre on.
Yeah.
Okay, In your packet, you had some informational items, Department of Revenue reports. You did have some financial reports. You had asked for the recycling income, and I don't remember if I gave that to you before. If I gave it last week, but I put it in here this week, so they did provide the actual amount that they billed out and received in, or I guess just what they've received in.
Then my final point on that is do they match with what comes in? Or does the city of Marion Hillsborough send it in and they never see it? Who's the person that sees the bill go out and sees that it's paid back?
He gets a check.
Yeah, just so that if it's January's bills sent out, January's bills paid for.
I would say it would be Josh or Brandy that's doing that.
Okay. Okay. Just checks and checks and balance and stuff like that. Make sure that everybody's.
I do know it's not being done through our office.
Okay.
So.
It's a good question for when Josh
Yeah,
would be in.
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. We do have change orders in your packet. And these will require signature. There's some for the prior year and some for the current year.
Just a comment on the financials. We need to keep track of this pay on page 28. I mean, under the road and bridge gravel and contractual, you know, that's for what we've paid, that's not sustainable. And so there's gonna have to be some work done when budgetary time comes to see how we're gonna be able to handle that.
What percent was it, Jeff?
Yeah, right now we're at, let's see,
67.
452% on the contractual and 160% on the gravel.
Yeah.
And we all know that that doesn't work very long.
No.
But also through the rest of it was, and you're talking about some of the other things too, we've got a few over there, even the park, a few, but some of their percentage may only be 3,000 or 5,000
Right.
versus the kind of money we're talking.
Yeah, we're
about.
talking six, you know, mid six figures.
Yeah. That's a whole big hole.
Yeah, FEMA money won't even cover that. Any other comments about the change orders, warrants? Change orders?
Yeah, so the change orders are all there for you to review in the folder and to sign. And then there's two groups.
The prior year.
Yes. Okay.
Got a big stack over there, Joe?
Yeah. All of last year's. I'm trying to watch. I started the current year and
We'll be able to tell anyway, because they got a number on them that we can track.
oh, I didn't time it right. There's only a few.
The back one looks like the right thing.
I see D3 on. Do we want to go ahead and pause this for a second? Get the COVID update.
That's fine.
No problem. Okay. D3.
morning.
Morning.
As of 7:30, we have 384 confirmed, which is up 49 from last week, 166 probable, up 13 from last week. We currently have 55 active cases, 6 hospitalizations, and 3 vital statistic verified deaths. So the 14-day rolling positivity rate, was there a question?
No, I'm waiting on the positivity rate.
Okay, that the 14-day is from November 22nd to December 5th. The rate is 19% with 52 positives out of 273 tests. And those tests are down because that does include the week of Thanksgiving where testing was down. So I wanted to inform you, we did receive some hand sanitizers from the state Sparks funding. They had given it out to local health departments. And so far we have distributed it to the Department on Aging so that Gala can take it out to the senior centers. And we plan to get it out to the various food banks and pantries, and we'll probably try to get it out to all the community Christmases that are taking place in Marion County. I did get an email today yesterday actually asking us if we wanted more hand sanitizer. We still have quite a bit left that we plan to. I will be in touch with the ministerial alliances throughout the county and distributing to those facilities. Are there any other facilities that you think, or do you guys think I should order more sanitizer? We have probably about 200 cases of 70 bottles each. And I think that is plenty, but if you have suggestions, I can possibly order some more.
Unless the schools need some more.
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna have to deplete some of that supply, but I know that the end of the year is here, and it's gotta be. So, I think it's, as far as the Sparks goes, we're kind of cleaned up and.
Yeah, this was actually, the state had money that left over that they didn't spend, so they're just shipping items out to all the local health departments.
Doesn't that stuff have a fairly long shelf life?
Yeah, as long as they told us that it can't be stored in too cold or too hot of environments.
Yeah.
Adrian,
Yes.
let's look ahead to March, April, May. Will this amount that you have still be, will we still have some then? Or I don't know how fast you get rid of is what I'm getting at.
No, on the backside, experts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's, I mean, we
22.
have, I believe, about 200 cases left.
2 years.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know how fast, whether you've gotten rid of 20 cases a week or in the last 5 weeks, or how many cases you've gotten rid of, but I think they're just looking here on the commission room that 2022 is some of the expiration dates for what we have here, so it's gonna last quite a while.
If it's free, take it.
Well, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that, I'm just saying that come April, May, and we can't get any,
Yeah.
I just
Right.
little
So then I'll
projection.
see if we can't order some more then.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you otherwise, I mean, but
Yeah, if we don't
Okay.
take it, somebody else will.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I
Use
will
your best
send an
judgment.
email.
Yeah.
We, on Friday's KDHE call, they let us know a timeline for vaccinations, and they also said that this timeline is subject to change. So this week, hospitals are supposed to be receiving the Kansas will get 20,375 doses from Pfizer, and that will be going to hospitals who directly deal with COVID patients, and it will be used for the healthcare associated workers. Then the week of 12/28 to 12/30, 28,275 are going to be distributed to national pharmacies, which are assisting long-term care facilities in providing them with vaccines for residents and staff. And then the following week, there should be 34,125 distributed to those national pharmacies also for distribution of long-term care facilities. Once Moderna is approved, which they have an FDA meeting on December 17th for a approval. If they are approved, that vaccine will be shipped out within 24 hours of the emergency use authorization. And the Moderna vaccine timeline is on 12/22, which would be next week. 16,500 doses will be coming to Kansas for local health departments, and that is to go to local health departments and EMS. I filled out a survey for our staff here. The EMS numbers were taken from the Emergency Medical Board, State Board. So those numbers will be predetermined by KDHE. That same week, federally qualified healthcare centers will be getting 32,500 for healthcare associated workers. And then they should be getting, Kansas will be sending out 21,700 doses, and that will be determined where that will go the week of the 28th, but it will be specific for healthcare associated workers. At this time, the vaccines are going to be shipped in quantities of 100. They're 10-dose multi-dose vials. So what they're planning on doing is combining the smaller health departments' shipments. So our shipments for Marion County may possibly be combined with another county. At this time, I'm not sure who that county that we're paired with or where our vaccine will actually be shipped, because I don't think our numbers probably reach 100 between local health department and EMS. Do you have any questions about the vaccine?
Yeah, you talked about the numbers for long-term care residents in nursing homes. Is that, I mean, how close? There's got to be a lot more nursing home residents than the numbers that you said, right?
It's supposed to take the majority of it, because if you take 28,275 plus 34,125, I think there are some nursing facilities maybe that haven't filled out the agreement, but I think that most of the nursing homes in Marion County have filled out an agreement. A lot of them are covered by Walgreens.
So you're saying by the end of the month, we should pretty well have our nursing homes covered as far as residents concerned?
As of, if they follow the timeline. And keep in mind that that is the first dose. Then in about 2 to 3 weeks later, another shipment should be coming for that second dose.
Right. The Pfizer takes 2 doses.
Yeah, they both actually are going to be
Okay.
taking 2. And the vaccine that we will be giving out will be free. We are allowed to charge a administration fee. If we choose to charge an administration fee, that would be just like any other vaccine we charge. The administration fee would be $20. Vaccine to the public, general public probably won't come out till the middle of like March or so. The state does determine our priority groups. So the local health departments cannot determine the groups. The state actually determines who we are to give those to. The next group, once the healthcare workers and the local health department, EMS, gets done, my guess is it'll probably be over 65 population, but that has not been solidified and they don't know when the doses will be available for that. They are recommending that employers, healthcare does not vaccinate all their employees in one day in case there is some reactions and people have to take a day off or so. That will prevent, obviously, a shortage of staff. Are there any questions?
Peter, are you asking us whether we should decide whether there's a charge for this or not?
No, because we're going to be doing like EMS and we're going to be doing long-term care, or not long-term care, but local health department. So we won't be yet to the place where we would be charging. Now, once we get, if they say over 65, we may charge, because it's my understanding that like Medicare will pay for the administration fee. But that, we need to clarify that, because if they don't, I'm not sure we want to charge for it.
Correct. I'm just asking what the game plan here is, and whether, you know, whether people, is there any, besides the administration charge, the shot is free?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we are not having to pay for the vaccine itself, and supposedly we are going to be getting everything we need to provide the vaccine, like the syringes, the wipes, and the cotton balls.
Okay.
This is Dave. So it would probably be cheaper because it costs us more than $20 to do all the paperwork with Medicare. And it'd be quicker if you did not charge. You could run more people a day through the system.
And that's why we were thinking about not charging, just for that reason, because it's quicker. We don't have to run through. We think if we are vaccinating like 65 and above, we probably will do it much like we do the flu clinics.
Okay. And then without, to add to Dave's comment there, is if by not charging, would that allow us for some sort of grant down the road to recoup costs?
And we just be out of labor cost of the nurses.
Well, and that's what I'm hoping, because as you know, like, we have a nurse hired helping us with case investigations, and technically her funding runs out the end of this month. So we're hoping that there's going to be more funding to provide that, but I have not heard yet.
Okay. Anybody else got anything else? Got a bunch of no shakes in the heads, so. Is there anything else, Deidre?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Would it be okay to go ahead and jump into, convene the Board of Canvassers to do the tiebreakers for the
Yeah.
township offices, and then we can close the canvass and then go back into administrative?
I'll make a motion to recess into the Board of Canvassers.
Second.
Second by Kevin. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. We are now the Board of Canvass.
Okay, some of these, so we have several township offices that had several people or that received the same amount of votes, and sometimes it was just one, but some of these townships actually don't even have a budget anymore, but we still have not, we've never dissolved the township, and so some of those are just kind of a, they aren't gonna have duties really, except for maybe to have a zero report once a year, but some of them do. And I know that some people in these envelopes are, they don't want the job, but they can't decline before the tiebreaker. If they then decline, then they will have a vacancy, which the township officers will recommend someone, and the board will appoint someone to fill that spot. I do know we also have some people in here that have other elected positions, some even within the township. So those, same thing, they can't withdraw before the tiebreaker, but if they are selected, they would have to resign from one of the positions they're elected to. So, and then this would be in effect the second Monday of January. So if somebody is leaving an office and they're selected for an office, then they don't have to resign. But we may have some vacancies after this that you'll have to appoint. So that's what I'm just kind of letting you know. And we couldn't take them out ahead of time, even though we know. So what I've done, or we have the just slips of paper in all those envelopes with the names of the persons that had the tie vote, and then the name of the position is on the outside of the envelope.
So, Blaine Township Trustee.
Sorry, they're pretty small.
That must be the winner. It's the one that fell out.
Is that a hanging Chad?
There we go. I don't know.
You have a cup, is that to draw out of?
I just figured you'd draw out the envelope, but I can get you something to use, something
So we
else.
need to read the names.
And that one is.
Just read the name of the one.
This is Blaine Township trustee. One vote Donald Mueller.
No,
That's the tiebreaker then.
That's the winner.
You
That's
drew
the winner.
you drew
You're
the
the
winner.
winner.
You drew the winner, Kent.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, what am I supposed to do with these other names then?
they're just
Yeah.
leftover.
The losers.
Well, how do we know which one's the tiebreaker? They're all look the same.
All three's got the same
Well,
votes. I have two.
So everybody in that envelope have the same number of votes. And so you have to draw from those,
Okay, so I drove Donald Mueller.
so he would be the winner.
Okay, I got you.
All right, sorry, that's a little
I
confusing.
thought maybe we were counting votes.
No,
Colfax
We're
Township
drawing.
trustee tiebreaker.
Okay, so I want to mention on that right there, I don't live in Kovac. Don't you have to live in the county that the township that you're gonna be the trustee for?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't live in Kovac.
Even if it's an unqualified candidate, then if they win, and then it'd be vacant because they can't take the office. So, but, I thought yours was written in for Clark.
Oh, what this says right here is Kovac, so let us check
It
that.
could be wrong. I'll have to look at the.
Okay.
Colfax Township
Should
trustee
be on the front
tiebreaker.
there.
And I'm gonna draw that one right
I
there.
don't have this, this right here is
No.
Gail.
We'll let Randy finish and then we'll go to that one.
I've got Kathy Matkins for Colfax Township trustee tiebreaker.
Thank you. Now, if you can just put all the names back in.
Put them all back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick one of two.
Oh, you already have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go ahead, Diane.
You want me to go now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Gale Township, and I'm gonna pick this one.
Which position is it?
It is trustee. And it is, Gail Whiteman.
Okay, and Mr. Whiteman is actually serving as the clerk and his term is not up. So we'll notify him and he can resign from one of the two, which he's already called me. I think he'll resign from this one and then they'll be able to appoint.
That's why I came in.
Are you?
Having my son and Dale White.
Okay.
Because they both want me as a trustee.
Okay, so once, and you've been serving as trustee, haven't
Yes.
you? Yeah. So once Mr. Whiteman officially declines, then they can go ahead and appoint you. Okay.
Just trying to expedite the day.
Congratulations.
Well, it was certainly worth it. Have a good day.
Yeah.
David?
Risley, RISLEY Township trustee, Galen Planner.
All right, I got Summit Township trustee. Aaron Waddle.
Okay.
Blaine Township treasurer. Jesse Bruner.
Anybody else? Okay. Colfax Township treasurer tiebreaker. I don't want to. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I'm just spreading them out so everybody.
I put them back together. Oh, wait a minute. Colfax was who I had first time. Okay, I've got Colfax Township treasurer tiebreaker. Kathy Madkins. Again.
Okay.
You switch it up.
No, you can't switch it. Just like I say, they won't, the law says we have to draw them. If they're drawn for multiples, they have to decline something. So it'd be a lot simpler if I could just take them out ahead of time, but I can't, so.
Okay, so this is East Branch Township treasurer. And I want to choose from here, so.
Tough decision.
That's the most I've seen so far.
Take this one, which is David Yoder.
That was East Branch.
Yes.
You got Moore Township treasurer, Matthew Cantrell.
Summit Township treasurer. Got Arthur Weedle. was the last one?
Oh, you must have been on the Colfax list. People wrote you in for all kinds of things, including county clerk, so.
I thought somebody wrote me in for county attorney.
Yeah, I think they did. Were you?
Somebody sent me a text and told me.
7, 8, 19.
Yeah, I think I can't do 3. Everybody else did 2. No.
Election's over with, huh?
No, not really. It'll be Kathy Mackey's gonna have to pick which one she wants to be, and then the other one's gonna have to be, well, that's over for us.
Yeah, you'll
They'll
just have to appoint as the board commissioner. So could you please, if you're ready to adjourn the canvas and then go back into the regular
Motion to
meeting.
adjourn our board of commissioner canvas.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now we'll resume back into the county commission.
Thank you. I knew he was waiting for that.
Yeah.
And we were a little over as far as the time that I had mentioned it probably would be, so. Okay. I do have minutes in your packet.
December 7th.
Yeah, December 7 and December 9.
Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of December 7th? Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 7th. Second by Randy. All those in favor?
I'll abstain since I wasn't present for that meeting.
Okay, 4 with 1 abstention. All right, minutes for December 9.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 9 minutes as written.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
I do have a couple of salary sheets today.
So we got a salary change for the sheriff's OFC.
Sheriff's office, yes.
Matthew Regier from $17.36 an hour to $17.69 an hour. 1 year raise. And we have a salary change for appraiser's office, Sequoia Shoal, from $18.77 a month to $19.14 a month. 6 months raise, appraiser 1.
Yep, we do have some early checks and then we also have checks for tomorrow for Spark reimbursements. The early checks are in front of the green sheet, the ones for regular business, and then the Spark ones are behind.
So we have early checks in the amount of
It's $38,000.
$38,233.85. Everybody had a chance to review the warrants. Any concerns? If not, I'll make a motion to approve early checks in the amount of $38,233.85. Second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I think think she actually made a sheet for the book, so
Yeah.
let me get that book
That would be
instead
fine.
of the board.
And then,
Final checks or whatever.
Got too many pages.
Sorry about that.
go on and do the Spark reimbursement. Has everybody had a chance to review the Spark reimbursements totaling $60,647.43?
Is this a final now?
No,
Okay. It'll be all the way to the end of the month, from what it seems.
If nobody has any, I'd make a motion to accept this Sparks at $60,647.43.
Second. Motion by Randy, second by Ken. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 5-0.
okay, so there's a page in here for each of those. And on some of the days that we had early checks, you did the approvals by motion and vote, but I didn't have you sign the book because I didn't realize that there was a page done for it. So that would be back in October. There was two, I think. So, so you'll have two to sign in December today, and then there's two from the beginning, back in October. November, sorry. Yeah, I'll get those.
You didn't sign this.
No, we're signing the
We're gonna sign the book. Yeah.
book.
So there's,
Oh, we're gonna sign the book,
yeah,
okay.
here's the one, the front one from November, and
Okay.
then there's one behind it, and then there's two in the front, both December.
Yeah, that's just to review.
Here you go.
I was paying him for some secretarial duty today.
Well, I know if it got passed to me, I'd be searching for it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree.
Going them off backwards. Even though we get a cover sheet, we still get to sign them all. I learn something new all the time.
I gotta sign that one too.
I was coming in this morning, Southway, and I saw NF Construction trailer coming in, so now I know who, I forgot about that, but that's who it was, his brothers. Thank you.
In your packet, you had the notice of award for Nelson and Fowles Construction for the emergency watershed protection projects. And so this is the official form that we have to use for NRCS and for this program.
So, I'd make a motion to approve Nelson Fowles Construction bid on the Cottonwood River Stream Bank for 350th and Lion Creek Stream Bank.
And you've
I think we
actually,
approved it
yeah, you've
already.
approved the bid, you just need to approve and sign the notice of award to go out.
Oh.
Sorry.
Just need a sign, I don't need a motion.
Unless you want the,
I'll make a motion to accept the notice of award to NF Construction on the Street Bank project.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
0. Just
Thank you.
looking to, the motion to sign it, but that'll work too. So. All right,
Okay.
and then we have the resolution.
we do, and I didn't know if you just want to wait for Brad on that, in case there are questions. Or if you wanted to go ahead and do it, it doesn't matter to me, but there was one date that was omitted from the resolution last week. And so we want to make sure that it's accurate, and so we need to redo. And this would actually rescind the previous motion and put this one in place. And so if there's a specific way that motion needs to be stated, that's why Brad would probably be the appropriate person to guide you through that process when he gets here.
Okay.
So,
That would probably be wise.
yeah.
So, okay, I will, wait for Brad on that one. All right, move on to Bryce, or? Okay.
Yes, that's all I have.
All right, Bryce. Road and Bridge.
Morning.
Good morning, Bryce.
Alrighty. Have 3 utility permits that need to be signed. And I highlighted the description on the front there for you.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so complete a soil bore in the county right away on the west side of Limestone, approximately 85 feet north of the 160th Street intersection. The bore will be a maximum of 50 feet deep with a diameter of 4 inches. The bore will be backfilled with soil after completion of bore. This is permit 2020-21.
What company is it?
Looks like Evergy.
Yeah. I do believe it's soil borings for that transmission line going from Hillsborough down. That's what they're gonna do, so they can establish what kind of footage they need.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay. Motion by Kent. Second. Second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0. Okay, now we have a complete a soil bore in the county right away on the east side of Old Mill Road, approximately 350 feet south of 160th. Intersection, the bore will be a maximum of 50 feet deep and with a diameter of 4 inches. Bore will be backfilled with soil after completion of boring. This too is also Evergy at permit number 2020-22.
Now, so question that, this is a transmission line that's gonna come up to these road crossings and then go under?
No, I believe this will all be overhead. This is the way I understand.
I was just wondering why the soil bore.
Well, they're.
Unless they're talking about doing the concrete down to hold the pole.
Well, or they're looking for,
Okay.
yeah, that would be my guess, the concrete footings. Or if they're putting the overhead wood poles, how long the pole they need to go down to hit, the bearing. I don't know, I mean, it's gotta be some geological information, but if they were gonna run it all underground, in fact, I don't know how they could run it underground that far without losing a lot of voltage,
This is
so.
probably for the bases.
Yeah.
It's a soil bore.
Yeah, and like I said, I guess that's all it is geological to find out what's down there, what kind of soil, any bedrock, anything to that effect, so.
Usually when we do that, we expect them to bore underground, under the roads.
Yeah,
That
no,
makes
these are,
sense.
and basically the only thing is it was just in county right away.
Right.
So,
Right.
That's
and
nothing in.
they can,
You don't sign.
I guess theoretically it doesn't matter where they bore as long as they're within a certain circumference of there.
Yeah.
If they go on private land, they have to go get a private easement.
Yeah.
So if they just do it this way, then there's no cost or whatever else.
We always just have
Do
to
you
sign
get a
that.
report on what's down there?
On this, I wouldn't. I could probably get the information, but I don't know why we would really need it either.
It's
So,
a,
yeah.
the future.
Well, I mean, in the future,
Down the road.
and if we ever decide to do something down the future, we'd probably do our own boring anyway,
Okay.
so, but, yeah, not a huge deal, it's just a matter of mercy.
Make a motion to approve permit number 2020-22.
Second.
Second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Okay, then we have permit for Ideatech. Burying fiber optic cable at a depth of 36 inches in the utility right of way along Yarrow Road, 130th Street, Blue Stem Road, and west of A Road. All road undercrossings will be performed using directional boring and will be placed inside of a 1.25" Schedule 40 orange duct. Portions where no existing utilities or obstructions are encountered, fiber may be placed using vibratory plowing at the same depth. Road undercrossings at the following intersections: Yarrow Road, 0.23 miles north of US 50, Blue Stem Road at 130th Street, 130th Street and A Road, and the County Road, 0.68 miles north of US 50 on A Road. This is permit number 2020-23.
What is the company?
Ideatech.
This is a continuation of work that they had started before.
It's not part of the
No.
fiber optic deal?
No, this is
There's
actually
another one going on down there on 50.
Yeah.
Just
Florence to Cedar Point.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the part going over to A Road is actually for Chase County, and they've been working with them too, so we take 130th over to A Road and then, so.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve 2020-23.
Second.
Second by Randy. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0.
All right. Got confirmation on the Kansas Local Bridge Improvement Program that we do not have to go through the qualification-based selection system, so that will definitely speed that up. We're working with a local company that we've worked with, or not a company we've worked with in the past, or we talked about before, looking at a steel beam going across there. We'll have a concrete deck, but we'll not have the substantial rails on the side, things like that. So there's several different ways we can cut costs and still take care of what we're doing. We're getting rid of the fracture critical bridge and gonna make a wider, longer bridge. So anyway.
Is this the one you was talking about engineering on?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so tell us again why the engineering, or you won't need it now.
Well, we won't, this will not, we will not need as near as much design on this. And this company actually does this in-house. It's all, I mean, it still has to be approved by KDOT.
Okay.
So, but we can build a bridge that, is not near as involved as what the other ones are, for a lesser cost, so.
Still at your load limit that I think Kent was talking about.
Oh, yeah,
somebody
yeah,
was talking about.
we'll be definitely, rated for legal limits, so, yeah. Anyway, it's a good use of the program to where we don't have to, have so much of that going out there, so. Anyway.
Cook Flat doing that?
No.
'Cause I passed her pickup the other day.
Cook Flat is doing the, no, wait a minute, they're not doing anything for us right now. So,
That's weird.
yeah, that's just the way it
So I'm
goes.
out on the county road.
Yeah.
There's all our
There's,
inspections.
yeah, there's so much going on right now with all the utilities and everything else right now.
Yeah, maybe they're involved with that. Could be.
Yeah, so. And believe it or not, especially Kent, I actually got word back from KDOT that they are interested in letting us have that pile of concrete now at 340th and 77 at the Burning Claw Springs intersection. Don't really know for sure. Well, they asked what it's worth, and I said, I don't really know. What they're interested is basically a swap in kind, that if we could crush some rock for them in the ditch lining size, 4 to 6, somewhere around there. So again, I just found this out Friday, so there's something that we could do to help them out and still get the material. So I think it's beneficial for everyone. Again, still working on what that value would be or how much and everything else.
Do you know how many tons are up there?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh, okay.
They think it'll be about the same that we have right now. So, a substantial amount there too. So anyway, we'll work out those specifics and try to get that done. Because I was telling them I'd really like to get that crushing bit out there, so right after the first year we can start doing that. So, but I will keep you updated on that. I've also talked to them about using the mixing strips at Lincolnville, Lehigh, and Durham for stockpiling rock. They're still talking that over, trying to figure out how much we can do and everything else. For the most part, they've been good in the past about allowing us to do that. So we'll follow up with that. So we'll have that locations. We finished up Chisholm, put the base rock on last week, expecting rain and no rain. We will get a top rock on there probably middle to end of the week. It's too cold to haul right now with that material being so wet. It sticks to the trucks. It just makes an absolute disaster. So it comes out big chunks, have a heck of a time breaking it up. So when it's warmer in the 50s, we should be able to get that done. The guys are blading, getting rid of windrows, still mowing out there to get rid of any snow if it does. Snow, will not be doing any more rebuilds based on the weather, cold, frost, things like that, but you never say never when it's in Kansas. So if we get a good week where we're going to get up 50s and 60s, we may try something else too, but we'll see there. We're also working on getting some access on Eagle from 160th to 170th. We have terrible erosion like we did on Goldenrod last year. So we're working on those areas, and we're also going to go north on 170th and then east on 170th, north of 170th on Eagle, and then also go east. We've got a lot of trees that we're cleaning up that are encroaching on the roadway. So I wanted to set up a pre-con for the NRCS Stream Bank set the pre-con for December 28th, like at 1 o'clock. That would be after a commission meeting. I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in attending. I mean, it's not going to be much, But obviously you're welcome. Set that up. I don't know, Tina, if there's anything on the calendar for that afternoon. Doesn't affect too much yet. And then we set a temporary notice to proceed of January 4th, the following Monday to start.
So this is on a new project?
This is the stream bank stabilizations
We just
with
approved.
the NRCS.
Oh, it's just a continuing agreement? Or,
No, this is the one we went out to contract. This is the one that you, with Nelson Fowles.
yeah.
Yes, that was just the official contract. This is actual work
Oh, I
to
see.
do it. Yep.
Weird.
So, yeah.
There's a lot of coercion here between the county and because we're hauling material in. Or?
Yes, and that is part of our 25% in kind.
Yeah.
Is what we're doing. So, but that's once we find out where they're going to start and everything else. We have actually hauled in one load of the modular blocks already, getting those up here too. So, but anyway, like I said, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. And if anybody wants to attend, you sure can. But be really exciting stuff, let me tell you. I found out last week that first part of last year I sent in a traffic engineering application plan to KDOT. Basically, it's a 100% funding plan that they had, that they would go out and look at traffic engineering problems. One of the things that we talked about was the intersection of Old Mill Pawnee and 210th at the reservoir. That's the one I turned in. Well, I found out last week that Train Systems, that actually did our local road safety program, was actually given that by KDOT. So we had the discussion that down the road, springtime, whatever else, they're going to start doing some investigation to it to try to figure out traffic flows and everything else. We've talked about putting out vehicle counters to find out what the vehicles are. Well, the problem is your weekly compared to weekend, compared to spring, summer, compared to holidays is all going to be different. So we kind of talked about maybe what we do is they would put out some video cameras just to monitor traffic for how long. To determine, like we talked about, whether the traffic going across the dam and north is the main travel, but again, that's going to vary depending on. So anyway, just to let you know that was awarded to them, so he made contact with me, and then we'll go from there as to where we can maybe come up with a solution for that. So obviously it does help between the county on the property and the Corps of Engineers in that area, so that should take care of a lot of those issues, especially with the permits. Because they said the Corps of Engineers, that's basically just a rubber stamp going across them. So, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
The address was Old Mill and Pawnee.
And 210th.
210th.
Coming up Pawnee up there to the top there.
North side of the dam.
Yep.
South side of East Shore.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. That's if you look at it, you never know what happened, but I can tell you that people coming southbound and go turn on Pawnee, there's a big old drop off on that corner, which tells me that long trailers, people not slowing down, what the deal is, they're dropping off there. So, we definitely have an issue, but we just got to figure out how we can monitor or address what's going on out there. So,
Not to throw you off, but kind of same area. Have you heard anything about KDOT maybe putting in a turning lane on the Pawnee?
not a clue.
Okay.
Where at?
I just figured, if they're
You're on
doing,
56?
Yeah, on 56, if they're doing
It's a
investigation.
bad corner.
Well, the one that they actually have the turning lanes for is
Old Mill.
Old Mill going across that way. So I'm guessing that, and again, that may be part of that plan too.
Yeah.
We'd have to have KDOT with it, because if they could determine there's more people using that, then it would be up on top, something to look at. It's not an ideal situation geometrically speaking, because you're coming off the curve from the east with a bridge down there, so but that's why they would determine that. They obviously assumed when they first built it that most of the people are going to go across the dam. So, but anyway, that's something else to.
Just thinking about semis taking that route now and staying off the dam.
Yes. Well, and I brought that up, and Kent and I went and visited with them before, was that since they shut their bridge down to 6 tons, I said, so now you're throwing everything on my road. Oh, never thought about that. Well, so yeah, like you said, if people do follow the the illegal constraints, yeah, they have to go somewhere, puts them down there in a location where, and especially the area right off the end of Pawnee getting into 56, that's always kind of been a bad area, broken up. So, and honestly, that could be part of the problem, you know, but anyway, that's something that they'll have to do a study on that to see if they can do that. So maybe as part of this program, we could lump both of those together if that's what they come up with, so. But anyway,
Curious.
yep, definitely something to be concerned about. It would be kind of an interesting turn lane coming from the east there, because like I said, it's kind of on a curve I think we just get to the tangent area. So now you'd be making a turn lane on a curve, and so, but anyway, that's what's going on. And then finally, we are having a retirement the 23rd, next Wednesday, one of our shop guys, and then the 31st will be a blade man. So we were trying to possibly put them together on the 23rd and just have a, you know, cake, donuts, whatever the case may be. So just let you know if either one of you want to.
What time?
I don't know. We hadn't really talked about that, but I can get back with you fairly quick and let you know.
Will we
just
have that at the shop, or?
Yeah. We'll provide, you know, obviously masks, and people, if they want to go talk, we can go space them out whatever we need to. So most of the people, they don't really say a lot. They just come in and say, hey, congratulations, good luck, and that's about it. But it is kind of nice because both of them have been around for quite a while. So hate to see them go, but that's the way it goes. So
It's pretty likely to be 3:30 or so.
oh, yeah, it won't be. I mean, we're just planning on doing donuts maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, just something short and sweet.
Okay.
So, but I'll follow up with you, let you know. So, other than that, I believe that's it. Does she have something?
We went, had our, look at what we've used, how much money we've used already this year in rock and
Yes,
stuff.
I heard that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, here's honestly, we learned a very valuable lesson. The fact is, we definitely underestimate what that was going to cost. So therefore, this next year, when we figure that out, we're going to determine how much we're going to haul. Obviously, we need to up the amount of money that would be for every ton. One good thing that I can say about it, and it's one of the side effects, is it evidently we did a very good job of dropping rock, because we've hardly had any comments when it comes to rain as to bad areas. But at that price, I understand. The other thing that kind of caught us was we're going to have to follow through with the trucking companies that do this, say we need invoices much faster than we've got them. Some of these guys waited 2 months before they sent stuff in. And so it was like, wow, all of a sudden. And so, yes, we definitely learned that. I'll take the heat for that, because we just didn't take that into consideration, and we're going to watch that so much better this year. So
I know, in visiting with Bryce, my thought is, at one point in time, is most of our commodities going to be contract hauled. I mean, we have a hard time getting drivers. Our trucks can do only a percentage of
about
what they
2/3
can.
yeah.
You know, our trucks wear out. You know, at what point in time do we say, you know, we keep enough trucks to do a rebuild and everything else is contracted?
Yeah. Well, and that's what we need
Because
to
it's kind of, looks like it's kind of heading that direction anyhow.
Yeah. And that's true. And that's the other thing too, is if we can bring back and stockpile some of this harder rock in locations, that will cut some of that too. I think one of the biggest benefits we're going to get is going to be this crushed concrete too, for that kind of stuff. But yes, I definitely understand that's something that we need to watch closer than what we did. And you know, again, that's
We caught 2 bad years in a row.
yeah.
That doesn't help, but
Yeah.
you don't
Sure,
know, you don't know when you're gonna have 5 bad years in a
Yeah.
row. So.
Well-
Playing catch up.
Yeah. And
Every one of these rebuilds he's been doing should come off that list.
It should, and that's what we're hoping to, is to try to get more and more of that. We actually have I met with the KDM about the FEMA stuff. Again, we have a meeting scheduled that we're actually going to get that information to her. Fact is, we're in the process right now disseminating that. We are basically we already have a map that shows where all the spots were, marked in red. So we're going to go to this spot, here's the information. This spot, here's the information. They want to scan and look at all that. But we are very, very confident that that process will go fairly quickly once they see the information, because obviously been burned in the past and learned a very big lesson on that. So I think that will definitely help the situation. At one time we were talking probably in the neighborhood of 400,000. So, but when it comes to the federal government, you know, you'll get it when they're ready. But the more prepared we are ready for that. So,
I think the commission would like to, if we're going to set up a rock hauling deal like that, we'd like to know the number of companies, what kind of bids you're going to put out, and all that stuff, you know, so we can prepare for it and see what's going to happen.
Sure. Well, we've talked about that in the past. You know, how much hard rock do we bring in? How much do we contract haul? When do we contract haul? That's all in that mix. And Jesse and I talked about sitting down and making a list of those roads that we want to re-rock, and then we'll have to work on the rebuilds too. So, yeah, definitely understandable.
All part of the budgetary process.
Yeah.
You probably need to start on quite a bit before budget time.
Yep. So, like I said, I think it will help immensely with that crushed concrete. We can take care of a lot of that.
I think that would be.
And obviously with our
That's it.
definitely reduced cost is what it would be. So, and then the other thing is, once, you know, if we can get some areas to locate, we'd like to move some of that around the county too, to spots where it'd be a lot easier to pick up than it would be to go through up there. So, and KDOT still has not let the last portion of that project up there also. So I'm still hoping to do the same thing to where we can get that too. So, and then probably crush it that next fall or whatever. And so
with that much, if we can get our hands on that much crushed concrete, what would we basically need? Base rock?
Well, no, that would be the base rock.
That would be the base rock?
Yes. Well, we had talked about crushing fine enough to use on the surface. And based on kind of what I got from the commission as well as public input, they didn't like that because it would be very sharp, it could be hard on tires.
Well, so is the hard rock we've hauled out.
Well, you know, and so I mean that's what I'm saying. There's so many different options out there, because I could actually crush it small enough to get down to the 1.25 inch we work on the surface and put it out there. Now, the other thing that we'd have to do, which we do with the other rock too, is put sand with it. Allows it to work a lot better, but I mean that's definitely an option. I mean, we could crush whatever we wanted to within.
I mean, it just appears to me the assets there. If we get our hands on it, you utilize it to the max.
Yeah, I've talked to several counties around here.
Over, you know, McPherson County used some up there in Northwest, and that looks like it's holding it looks just about like a road that we've used the hard rock on.
Yep. I've talked to surrounding counties, and they're quite envious because they would love to have what we have. So
now I realize it's going to be hard on tires, but
so
is the other stuff.
It's one of the things. If it's not hard on the tires, it's not holding up well. You know, I guess to say, but anyway, like I said, we're looking at all that to try to figure out what we can come up with, but. You know, a lot of that will go out when I talk to these guys about crushing it. We can get their input too, because that's what these guys do for a living, is give us their ideas of what we can do. But like I said, we definitely have a good asset here. So
They probably got their own crusher, but as I went around the curve over right down to town center, Wichita, down there when you go out to the east side, look back over there, and they had two Tracos feeding this crusher last week when I was off on vacation, and saw what they was doing. And I don't know how fine they was crushing down there. Do we get a different price whether we crush for your ditch line rock, whether you crush for small, or is it just a per ton price? Or
and that's what I'm going to find out. What I was going to do is I was going to specify so many tons of this, so many tons of this, so many tons of this, and have them bid that.
If we're looking at doing this, I mean, we know we got to do something, because we got a piece of property rented up there that we got to do something with. But I think somebody needs to know what kind of dollars it's going to cost us, because how many tons and what kind of price, and then I think that has to do based whether we buy more rock, hard rock, and haul it in and pile it, or what we do, because I think we just looked at this morning. there's only a limit we can do.
Yeah, I understand, I totally understand.
But the
And
ballpark
that's
number
what-
that sticks out in my head was somewhere around $8 a ton.
I've been told by several people in the industry it shouldn't be over that. And
Yeah.
obviously, the more tons we have, the less that should be unit cost. Because that's like anything else, just getting them up here.
So,
But
I mean,
That's why I say at that price,
Yeah.
you use it to the max.
Yeah, well, let me follow up with them.
Then hauling it out. If it's up there, are you gonna haul it to the south end of the county?
And then you gotta add that cost in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a difference where you use it too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, there's gotta be a happy medium between how much you haul and you leave it here. And,
Yeah.
it's a one of those things. But let me try to find out, see what those guys have to take, because there's probably 7 or 8 different companies that would be interested in crushing this winter time. That's what they wanna do, is keep those guys busy, so. But,
So Bryce, I have a question.
Yes.
It's a different subject. So on the roads up north, from when the wind company was up there and they failed to maintain those roads, and the county had to step in and do the maintaining and walking of those roads, do you have records of which roads they were and how much money we put on those roads? Because I'd like to know that information.
we have records in our STAR program that we'd be able to go back based on the date and when we did that, that have all that.
I'd like to have that, which
Okay.
roads you did the maintenance on when the wind company failed to do it. Thank you.
Diana, and I agree with you, but what I wanna know is, are you trying to put that into what we're settling with Brad?
No, has
Okay.
nothing to do with that.
Okay.
No.
How much work is that gonna take? to
How
do that?
much?
Okay.
No, he can, with that program, it's quite a pretty involved database. You basically type in the dates, the roads, and it prints it right out, so.
Brad even told us that you'd have to have that information anyway, so that we know how much of that, when we do get reimbursement, how much of that actually goes back to the county and for roads that they've already repaired.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'd have to have that information anyway.
Bryce, thanks for staying on top of everything. That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying, so.
really, really good to do.
Okay, thank you.
I see Josh is sitting out here.
Yeah, I see Josh. I know we got the exec and,
That's just for one mission.
right, but I just wonder if we needed another exec with Josh just for 5 minutes or so.
Probably will.
Yeah. Anybody have a problem with that? Okay. And Josh?
And it is personnel performance, correct?
Yeah, yes.
So are you gonna skip over this executive session and go to Josh next, and then maybe do that one later?
Well, we can do that first, exec. Randy? Throwing it out to my vice chair here.
I wanted to handle all the other business first before we got into that, and I see county council's still supposed to be here at 10:30, as far as you know.
Yeah.
We want to move that exec clear?
I would wait for the county council to be with us on our exec. I'd take care of Josh's first, take care of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
That's kind of my feeling, but I thought better.
Yeah.
A blank piece of paper.
So I guess we go ahead and do the public part first, or? Yeah, that'd be fine, and then we'll do the exec. Okay. We'll let you take her away then.
Kent called me last week about some people, the white bin not being out after hours and stuff. And I've had a few people, Kent and I kind of talked, maybe extending the hours, maybe to 5:30, doing something different so it's open a little later for the public. But the more I thought about it, I also thought if we're gonna go later, what if we open an hour early and just did the south doors and just left the floor at our regular time, the tipping floor, and just opened up those doors so the public, there's a lot of people I know use it before they go to work. We had the doors open, they could use it, then stayed open till 5:30. I could split my crew up in half Some of them come in by 7 and they can leave at 3:30. The other come in at 9 and leave at 5:30.
Some of these times, I like the ideas. I wonder the people that's complaining whether they're all evening people, whether they're all morning people, or vice versa, or
The ones I talked to were kind of
evenings.
Yeah, they just said, well, I don't even get off until 4:30, or I don't even get off till 5, you know, and that's an issue. There's no doubt about that.
But I will tell everybody in this commission, there's when they close most transfer stations up, it's a fenced-in area, and it's not available to the public.
Yes.
And so keep that in mind. I think that whatever we do is doing something like this could be a good thing. I'm not going to say that. It's just that because you can't leave it out there just randomly. You just can't.
We had somebody left some out there by the door, and my local raccoon and cats had gotten and tore the bag open and was getting into it. So
it takes an hour or two for that to happen.
The only thing I've heard is if we could be more friendly on the recycling dump off, whether we utilize our bins inside the fence gate, and then that way the household, not the cities, the household people coming in, they are able to make it there during normal working hours, but then they find out that they have to only do it on Friday, and then it's like, well, and they're not even complaining about the fee, they're actually just complaining about the service to be able to do it. And the other thing that they suggested was if they could buy a yearly pass, so they don't have to come up with a $5 every time. And they were willing to pay that, you know, it's just all about service is what they were after. And I actually appreciate that, because, you know, it's kind of uncommon for people to be so willing to do something out of the cost, just if they could get the service. So, you know, I don't know what the little house loads come in at, but if we could utilize some of those dumpsters that we don't take off,
we can,
and keep them in the locked-in fence
if
area.
we could put a bin out there close to, because we've got a spot between the scales and the fence, you know, I can put it there. You know, we put a sign saying, see the scale office for fee, you know, and then they can throw their recyclables in there. And then at night, it's locked up, it's contained. You know, we can look at something like that too.
Yeah, I think if we just work on the service side of it a little bit. You know, I know it was kind of drawn up like there'd be a holding area for that, and I think that's gonna muddy the waters a little bit. It'd be better if it was just kind of off and you brought it in on Friday, dealt with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some bugs to work out here, and I agree. That's probably.
And I think, you know, they just a little upset because, you know, it was during the building process. They don't really understand the hoops that you're jumping through to get to this point. And now we're at this point. We can try to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anything we can do on a flexibility side of that schedule and stay open till at least 5:30 would be a big help to the public, because, you know, I understand that a lot of people aren't off until 4:30 or 5. At least might give them a chance to get it in. But, you know, of course, a lot of people say, oh, it needs to be at least till 6. Well, I don't know how flexible we can be. I mean, I guess that would be great if we could stay open till 6, but, you know, is it realistic with the staff that we have? I mean, in the end, it's gonna be how can we staff it? You know, and that's your job to come up with that, but, you know, our taxpayers pay that solid waste assessment, and it looks to me like we're gonna have less service in the county on trash pickup. I mean, it's starting in the northwest part of the county, and Waste Connections is a big outfit. They can just keep moving south if they don't like Marion County anymore. I don't know what it's gonna come to, but they won't even talk to us, so that's a big red flag.
Let's say they do pull out. How are we going to handle it? I mean, because I don't know how many of you know down the south, I see that trash truck all over the county down the south end. And I know they have routes that they work on Wednesday, off days of cities dumps down south.
You know, you got a company that big there, They have people that are just analyzing routes and analyzing route. Is this route profitable? If it's not, we don't need it.
They got trackers on their trucks too.
Mhm.
So
I mean, there are other companies around. At one time, we had 3 companies in here talking to us here, 3 years
A little
ago?
bit ago, yes.
Well, at least 3 companies in here talking to us.
What I'm
So-
seeing, some of the people, I don't know, you know, that, this is a retired person's attitude that was telling me this, is they got tired of the cost that they was paying. It was up to $20 a month or something like that. And there's just 2 of them, so they have very little trash, and he loves to build things, so he built him a little trailer, trash trailer.
Yeah.
And he said, for the $20, he said, I can go a month, and that gives me a trip to come to Marion and dump the trailer. And so that was just one person's attitude that I talked to.
Waste Connections is, since I've been on Waste Connections, I don't know, where you on it, Dave?
They canceled north of Tampa a long time ago.
Oh, okay, but,
Long time ago.
I've probably been on it 15 years, and it's gone up every year.
I looked at Peabody's, and we're paying around $20 a month almost to pay for our trash per household. Yeah,
I wish I could get it for that.
Yeah, I mean.
The rural folks pay quite a bit more.
More than that, yeah.
But, you know, I know they come in and negotiate a contract with these cities every year.
Yeah.
But, you know, it could be that they come in and say, we're not negotiating anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that can happen real quick.
Right.
So you better have names and numbers of some other trash services that you can contact, see if they're interested.
I just don't know whether I've seen any person besides Waste Management anymore down
I mean,
south.
I don't know if the county
You know
wants-
any, Josh?
Not down south, around Lincolnville, and Canada, I see a Slina. Their trash truck comes down here, and I've seen them up, like I said, up around Lincolnville in Canada.
Waste Connection.
No, it's Slina Waste, I think.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I've had several people that on Waste Connection said, oh, for a couple of weeks I had some outfit from Salina pick it up. So I wonder if they, you know, if they get hung up on some trucks or something, they don't sub it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. That
Yeah,
could
because
be.
I don't think there's anybody from Salina that's actually contract hauling trash in Marion County.
Yeah.
unless you got recyclables, steel and stuff like that, they'll drag it right on down here and drop you off a dumpster.
Yeah.
And you can fill it up and they'll haul it away for you.
Another thing that was brought up this morning on some of this discussion on some of this area that is being canceled. You know, if some of these folks have to go together and maybe put a whole truckload together, that we'll accept it without charge because they're county residents and they're paying the fee. So,
I'd be prepared for that, because I can see that happening real easy. But in the same token, how's Josh gonna prepare for that? Are we gonna ask for, and our trash setup, if you look at our trash setup, is set for volume out of certain, everybody's, you know, that's how they charge tax on it, on your yearly fee. So if somebody starts a route or picks it up for these people and comes in, that's gonna be under one person. We're not gonna know that he's picking up 20 people out here. I just,
Sounds complicated.
it could be that way if you look at our trash charges, because it goes clear up into business districts, where businesses that get charged more too. Residential is only a flat fee.
And I would wonder how they would do that. Living out in the country like I do, would I want to load my trash up and go 4 miles down the road to the person who's going to do it? Why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
Let's just bring it to the transfer station.
yeah,
The next
where
time I
some
come
of
to Marion.
those folks are over 30 miles from the transfer station.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah, but-
and you and I travel quite a bit, but I'm
Right.
saying somebody that maybe is older don't.
But if they come to Marion, just bring it when you come to Marion. That's what I do.
Those folks never come to Marion.
I-
You get in that part of the
Never?
county, it's all Abilene, Salina.
And you go southwest,
Yeah, to go to McPherson, Harrington.
they're going to
Yeah.
Newton. I mean, it's different, and it goes southeast, it goes to Butler County.
It all goes to El Dorado.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah, it's-
that's the way our county's set up, and
It's
it's,
just the way our geography is.
yeah. we're gonna have some problems, Josh.
Yes.
I'm not, it's not gonna be easy, I don't think, but,
It's not.
I think the first thing is trying to have some flexibility in that schedule.
Mhm.
And then how do we, you know, we probably need to let the public know that these are gonna be the hours somehow, whether it's on Facebook or whatever the best route.
Yeah, we gotta,
What would we do about overtime, I mean, if we get that?
Well, he's gonna
split the crew.
If I split my crew, they're only gonna get their 8 hours.
They'll get the same hours.
Yeah. So that way I'm not, but I know the Saturdays they'll have to alternate like they do to take those few hours they have for Saturday off. And they've been working real well with each other and getting it done.
and some of these people that's talking to you guys, what about the Saturday pick mornings? We're open every Saturday morning, so.
That'll help.
You do that though?
I did not know that.
Okay,
It's
okay.
pretty busy down on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's what I say, it's every Saturday
A lot
morning.
of people do use Saturday.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's, so, that's why we've struggled, this is the main reason why we struggle to keep Saturdays open, so that people do use it that can't, do that day.
That'll help.
Yeah.
And then that was part of what I heard. I took my trash in on Saturday, but I can't do nothing with my recycles, and they're just bitter because they drug all the way in here, and then they gotta haul the recycles back.
And maybe those small bins would be the answer to some of that.
We own them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not going clear out to get them, you're just
Right.
Yeah.
bringing them in
Yeah.
inside the yard there.
Mm-hmm.
That's possibly a good deal.
And what was your question on recycles this morning on the billing?
Okay, Josh, we got the recycling bills, what comes in and everything, is your department is completely in charge of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what you send out, you get the money back from you to your department before it comes to the county?
Yes. It comes
Okay.
to my department and then I deposit it
Okay,
in.
so you know that what you send out is paid?
Yes.
Good enough, thank
Yes.
you very much, appreciate it, it just, in big bit, in county business, and sometimes somebody sends a bill out, they don't know whether it's coming in, that's all I was asking.
Yeah. The cities are pretty good about, you know,
Cool.
beginning of the month or middle of the month, we get a check from them. So.
Good deal, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah.
So what's the load cost to haul to when you haul one to Laredo, how much is that?
To El Dorado?
Is that-
Hutch.
No.
or do
Hutch is where the
recycle?
recycle.
Oh, Hutch, or South Hutch is
Yeah.
the recycle, it's $120 a ton.
And how much you haul?
Usually about 12 to 14 tons.
Yeah. So,
So
we're over,
are we making money or losing money?
that I haven't really,
Okay.
We're not making money, I guarantee you.
Well, are we breaking even?
We're hoping to break even.
yeah.
And somewhere that's gonna be looked at probably again down the road and see where we feel. I mean, even though it's the good thing to do.
I mean, that's a thing we have to, do we want to promote recycling? It's the elephant in the room.
Well, I don't think you'd like to promote it as if you can't pay for it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's just another cost and,
I don't see the communities that are doing it stopping, especially Hillsborough, they have so much money invested in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of money invested. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Marion's recycling's going down, I think.
Yeah, I've noticed every month it
Yeah.
seems like it's
They don't
same or less.
They don't do it every week either, for some reason. If something comes up, they put that off to take care of a water break or something.
That's neither here nor there. So, anyway, we got the public part.
So you're okay with coming up with a flexible schedule?
I can come up with a flexible schedule, you know, do we wanna go from 7 so the ones come in to work, you know, they can drop off early, or do we just wanna leave it at 8 o'clock to 5:30, you know? I'm pretty flexible, I can make them.
well, that's the idea of them doors to be to where people can pull up. As long as we have somebody around, why they can pull up and throw it in through the doors, why.
Just need one person or two?
I'd like to keep 2 on there just because
Safety.
some safety reasons.
Yeah, because you said you've already had people step over.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they said they had people step over them, start walking around and stuff, so instead of opening the door all the way, they.
Do we need
Yeah, you
need
keep the
another?
door, no, you just keep the door down lower, so
Yep.
it's too much of a, you don't wanna bend over to
Do
get
we
under there.
need
so-
another sign there?
Yeah. Yeah, there should be a sign. Yeah, I mean,
Okay. And we don't need that liability.
No.
So, okay.
Yeah, see if you can make it more friendly.
Okay.
I don't know if you need more direction than that, or.
You could do it for once, and then people come in during those time periods
Yeah,
too.
and if the morning doesn't make sense, then just keep the afternoon or whatever.
I'd like to see it open until at least 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30 we can do that.
Let's close at 4 now.
Yep.
Try to.
Yeah.
It could be all of a sudden too, where the mornings doesn't make sense, and then you extend the afternoon a little
Yeah.
further.
Yeah, it's just something you have to work through, see what works.
You know, we're just at the point where the construction's done, and we really need to start focusing on friendly service. All right, we want to do the personnel?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss item number 1, personal matters and unelected personnel, personnel performance, for 5 minutes. It should be fairly brief on what I got, but
Yeah, it's fine, that'd be fine.
with the board, Brad, Tina, and Josh, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Second by Randy. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. So 5 minutes on. Back at.
10:53.
Yep.
You have a public comment you want to get in?
I just have something I want to give the commissioners
Oh.
from the church, so it's nothing to do with business.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
We'll get
do it
you.
after you're done or whatever.
Okay, all right.
I like his hat.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken. I think, unless you got anything else for us, Josh?
Thanks.
That's it. So, all right. Thank you.
Okay. Before we do the other exec, I want to jump into our resolution.
They weren't sure. I didn't know what exactly which they would need when they made the motion.
Basically, we did it as I did it as an encompassed resolution, including everything Sharon had prepared that you reviewed last time. Then realized that there were a couple of things that were not addressed. Section 108 and Article 27 had been changed, if you'll recall, in September. So that needed to be addressed so that you bring everything to a current December 2020 version and go ahead and repeal or amend all the sections that were applicable all the way to this point from March 2018 to now. So it was really more clerical than anything substantive. And I went ahead and made all of those revisions and references so that the one you have now that you would pass today includes everything, including the September 2020 change to 27108, along with all the other changes that were previously recommended. They had 2 hearings, if you'll recall, one in September and one in October. And you took up 108 previously in September, and there were certain changes made to it. And then the rest of this now is the rest of Article 27. So tried to make it so that someone wouldn't have to look back 3 different places to find what you do when and how, and bring it all to the current December 2020 version.
And what you emailed this morning, I printed with regulations.
Yeah, that was
So-
I'm so used to saying code that I had changed it to code, and it really should say our zoning regulations, not code,
Which
because
is
that's how
what
they're
is
entitled.
here, so I didn't know if there was any other
No.
discussion after that, because I
No,
didn't.
the only other thing Sharon had wanted to make sure was that we incorporated 108 in terms of into the current and reference that. So all that's been done multiple places in here. And then a formal repeal section 3 that she hadn't had in there that I put in to confirm anything pre-existing has been amended to this
The
article.
thing that I'm specifically asking is, you didn't send another version after? Okay,
No.
thank you.
I did not.
So the resolution that you have in front of you is 2020-30. So I'll make a motion to adopt 2020-30 as presented regarding amendment to Article 27 to encompass all changes since March 2018 to a current December 2020 version of Article 27.
Second.
Second by Kent. Any other discussion?
So I think I should abstain. I wasn't here last week when all this was taking place.
Oh.
I didn't hear the presentation, I didn't.
We're doing
And this is just a clerical correction to that, am I right, Brad?
Yeah, basically, what was presented to you last time, nothing has substantively changed, other than the references to how it incorporates and how it repeals, et cetera.
Yes, my question.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Abstain. 4 with 1 abstention.
Do you have to have a reason for abstention if it's
Yeah.
not a stated conflict of interest?
Because I wasn't here when all this was taking, this is just a revision from the last time.
But I guess it's,
And the presentation, I didn't hear the presentation, I wasn't here.
okay.
I mean, if it wouldn't have been clerical, it wouldn't be brought up again.
Did you have it? Just to clear it up, I'm not trying to pin anything down, but did you see all the red line documents?
I seen some of them, yes. I didn't see them all. Well, I seen the document, but I didn't go over it at all.
Did you have any concerns with that?
Well, I didn't read much of it.
Yeah.
Because I missed it, so I figured it was a done deal.
Okay. Okay, so is that clear enough for abstention?
Here's the signature page.
The clean version?
Yeah. I mean, do you want the whole thing to go with it?
Sorry, Ken.
Thank you, Dave.
That's underlined.
I can reprint the signature page.
I'm sorry. Sign on next line.
Just because
I like
you can be
the
on the bottom every once in a while, I was.
I'm like the 80.
Kinda looking forward to being back on the bottom here.
You got this signing going on. Sorry about that.
I've done it. I've done it before 2 days, so Roberts.
Had a few times where I signed the wrong line and had to redo it the next meeting.
I could initial that and we could go on. I guess.
No. Yeah,
It'll make it look pretty.
Just easier to print out an official resolution.
Yeah. Mr. Brad, have a public meeting for us to talk about.
An executive, a lot of potential litigation items.
What do we got? Just so I can, we're waiting on the signature sheet. As far as executives, we got one for personnel. How much time?
15.
Attorney-client privilege, potential litigation. It's a good question, depends on you guys a little bit, but I'd say it's gonna be no less than 30, and then probably around 45.
45 for attorney, client. Taking advantage of getting the ducks in a row.
Sorry. It took me a minute to find it, so. You wanna start
Dave,
here?
let Dave sign first.
I'm gonna get mine signed before you try to sign for me again.
Do you need me to put the sauce in?
Hey, you want, there's the arrow point right there, Dave.
Here's the yellow highlight.
We've all done it, Dave.
Got my neck
Thank
on.
you.
There I am.
Yes,
We got a,
thank you.
Oh,
Shall we
then
go
I didn't,
backwards this
you
time?
put me as a yay. I was
As a
worried
yay.
about signatures, didn't put
You want,
yay.
you want me to put you as a yay?
Yay, yes, I was a yay.
What time does the transfer station open on Saturday?
8 o'clock. I thought.
8 o'clock?
Yeah, he's
So
8
to 12?
to noon.
Okay.
you passed it better than I did.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. That's when a lot of people seem to clean their garage.
Yeah.
If you come between 8 and 9, it's not busy, but after 9:30, you have to wait in line sometimes. Everybody's got a load by then.
Okay, so
We'll try to get another load by 11:30.
we're going to move the executives to after public comment and commissioner comment. Is that, anybody have any issues with that? Okay. So, going to go ahead and move it on to public comments right now.
Good. Some of you probably know me. I used to live in Marion County till
Can you
about
go up
5
to the
years
mic?
ago. Oh, okay.
We got online viewers. We need to make sure that they can hear
Who you are?
who you are and
I'm David McGinnis. I used to live in Marion County till about 5 or so years ago. What I want to do is we were going to mail this to you, and I wanted to bring it to you in person. I belong to Kingdom Life Ministries in Heston, Kansas, where I now live. And we prayed for the whole state of Kansas. We prayed for each individual county. And we want to give this to you. This is the flag that we put up for Marion County. Each county had one. And there's a letter from our pastor, letter to the county administrator. There's a prayer card that we, I believe that's what we did for Marion County. And then here's a sunflower compact. We felt like the Lord wanted us to pray for Marion County, and we took three weekends. We started in January, February, then we had to cancel it until I think it was August because of COVID. But we did get it all done, and it's complete. And then there's also some signatures here for some of the people that were there. And I wanted to, since I used to live in Marion County, I wanted to personally give this to you guys.
Awesome.
And you may have this if you like.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And how many counties are you delivering this to?
105.
All
Yeah,
counties?
we did the whole state.
That's what I thought.
That's awesome.
We did a third of them each weekend that we did it. And we had quite a few people there, and we felt like it was very worthwhile. And when they said yesterday they were going to mail them, well, I said I would like to bring this one to you guys since I used to live here. So that is for you guys to let you know what we did.
Appreciate it.
Thank
very
you.
much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good to
That's
see
all
you.
I need.
Good to see you, Dave.
Thank you.
Feel good about it.
Will do. You guys want this, or do I keep it?
You can have it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm sure it'll come in handy for the handouts more.
Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
let you guys know what we did.
Diane, I'll start this down there and then bring it back up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Do you have a
Is there any other public comments? Hearing none, I'm going to close public comments, move on to commissioner comments. Is there any commissioner comments?
Just, I think, Kent, I was gonna say something, because I looked at all the budget reports and looked at the percentages over in some and things like that, and what Kent said. The rock issue is a big issue in our county, and the dollars we spend in it and stuff like that. Like Kent said, we can't sustain spending probably as much as we do unless we change the budget or something, so. That will be as usual, it's a priority for Marion County Commissioners to address to keep rock on the roads and to what we spend on the rock too, so. Just, that's one comment I think.
The big thing is gonna be to address the effectiveness of hard rock and potential ground concrete and what kind of impact that's gonna have on the budget, because I mean, otherwise you're just shooting arrows in the dark. And that's what we've done the last few years when it comes to gravel.
Yeah, I think we took a pretty good step forward by putting down a few roads of the harder rock.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Just to see if we have to maintain them less, rock them less.
But going forward, if we use a lot of crushed concrete and save a little bit, probably won't be saving a lot, we save a little bit.
And I think the method that we put it down, if you go out and put the hard rock down in a mud hole.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. You gotta get
Sometimes
that base back.
You gotta have a base for that stuff, and I think it pays you back on the total return of that rock. I don't mind the price of it, or what we spend for it, but just so it has a chance to work for us, and that's what we're looking for.
I'm just hoping that the commission in the future keeps up with the hard rock. I mean, I spent hours and weeks and months studying that stuff, and I'm still very convinced that that's the only salvation to our roads. So I'm just hoping that I know it costs more, but like you said, I think well, not on the long haul.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm talking about up front, and that's what most people look at.
Right.
Oh my God, it's gonna cost this much extra jaw, or oh my God, it's gonna cost this
And I
much
think
more per
everybody in
ton.
this room is.
But I've always looked at the longevity of that harder rock. And so I'm just hoping that the future commission continues on the same path. Because like he said we're shooting, like you said, in the dark.
Arrows in the dark.
Throwing money in the dark by not pursuing that. So that's all I have on that.
I definitely appreciate your work on that. It's opened up some eyes.
Thank you.
So, any other commissioner comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll go ahead and close the commissioner comments. All right. Going to you want to take the first one? Yeah.
Move that we recess an executive session for 15 minutes in order to discuss personnel pursuant to KSA 75-4319B for personnel matters of non-elected personnel. 15 minutes with Brad and the board only.
And is this for performance?
Personnel performance,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
That's my motion.
Okay, I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Yeah, I seen a head nod, so I was.
Okay, back at 11:28.
Okay. Try to watch that. You like the Thomas the Train, or whatever it is. I think I can. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Tommy the Train.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Out of executive session, no action taken. This time, I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss item number 1, personal matters, non-elected personnel, for personnel performance, for 5 minutes with the board, Brad, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Second. Second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
Okay, back at 11:35.
Very good. Phyllis ain't looking at me.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken. Is there anything that needs to be public portion of our meeting? If not, I'll go ahead and move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss item number 2, consultation with our attorney-client privilege, for 45 minutes with the board, Brad, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Second by Randy.
What's the subject?
Potential litigation.
Thank you.
Potential litigation. Went a little too fast. Still got a second from Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
Okay, for how long?
45 minutes.
45. Okay.
Time for lunch.
Okay, we will be back at 12:25.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken. Do anything here?
Yeah, on either of the letters that were discussed, if those are something that you wish to have transmitted, there would need to be a motion to give instruction to do so.
I'll make a motion to, that we create a letter for contact with county employees. And he sent to Mr. Britton.
Second.
Second by Kent. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
4 to 1.
Basically the same thing with regard to the editorial commentary, if you want that to be transmitted.
I would make a motion to send Mr. Meyer editorial, reply to editorial commentary.
Second. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Diane?
I'm sorry, aye, aye.
5-0. I don't have a copy.
That one?
It doesn't matter, however,
Do you need to have the
Yes.
printed on the letterhead?
It's signed.
okay. We need a letterhead copy for,
Tom.
okay.
Yeah, we'll need to put it on letterhead and then get signatures.
Okay. Don't worry about signing that one. We need letterheads.
Well, that's what I
That's
thought.
Okay.
Wait, unless you can copy this.
I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Both of those will end up on letterhead.
Okay, well, you won't do it. Okay.
You don't want them, is it something I can do for you? What, are you going back in for something
Yes.
else?
Yeah, we got.
Can I do it while you're out and then bring it back?
Yeah.
Do I? Okay. I don't believe so.
You
I
got
have
them
one.
email that, did I not email them to you? I'll email them both to you.
Okay.
Hello.
Who's this way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And probably ought to have the yay and nay at least on the one,
Okay, we can do that.
on the first one. Because there was one nay, and there was all yays on the second.
But do we put that on a letter?
Not normally.
No, we would just.
Just be
put it for-
signatures.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ready to go for the next thing?
If you have a printed copy, I might be able to make that
I
work. if
can
you
do
can't
that
find
too.
it.
I found it.
Okay.
I'm just sending that to you as well.
Okay.
I'll give you other copies of each.
Okay. And I can, okay.
All right. This time, I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss
Contract.
consultation with your attorney,
There you go.
contract negotiation for a matter of 10 minutes with the board, Brad, and we'll invite Tina back in later, after she gets some of the letters done. Pursuant to KSA 75-4319B.
Second.
Second.
Second by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
So 10 minutes.
Okay, so we'll be back at 12:41.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken. What to, is there any other thing that needs to be brought up before the commission today? Okay,
I'd like like to
take
say
a,
one thing if I can. I should have thought about when you said commission comments, but I forgot. Talking about the tax sales. You know, there used to be, and talking to Mr. Barker, used to be here just a couple of years ago, it was presented as House Bill, and I forgot the number. But you know, people who don't pay their property taxes, the House Bill was presented to where they cannot register any of their vehicles until those property taxes on their houses were paid.
oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was shot down through the board of,
The Senate?
no, the treasurers, the treasurers throughout the
Oh.
county said it would create too much work in their office to comply with that. That's why it lost. And then one of the board members that I'm on, in the juvenile detention is the one who helped sponsor that bill. And that's something I think we really need to revisit, and I was gonna try to revisit with him a little bit, because look at the money and the problems that we have with these tax sales. And to implement something like that, that no owner of property that is in arrears of their personal property taxes, the real estate taxes, can register any vehicle.
What
I
if they
just think
live
that's
in
something that.
Sedgwick County and got property here?
Well, you would, I guess there's exceptions to every rule. but
Yeah.
You would,
I mean,
you would
there's
accomplish a
people-
lot.
There's a loophole everywhere.
Yeah,
How many
I
people
mean-
live out of county and own property here?
Right.
In other words,
Overall.
Well, they're not,
Huh?
they're not gonna miss their taxes.
No,
Usually
but-
they're lake properties,
but,
they're
I
not
mean,
gonna miss
no,
their taxes.
No, Sedgwick County, we had some on this
Yeah.
tax sales that were actually people out of town,
Yeah,
Newton and Wichita, owned the property.
somebody that probably bought the property, tried to
Who
flip
inherited
it,
or
never
something.
did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just think that's a good idea.
too hard to enforce.
Well, I don't know that we need to take a recess, or do we address the items with the letterheads later?
You can do it later if you like, whatever you want to do.
She's gonna be done with it in just a little bit,
So,
just
yeah,
recess.
let's just recess for 10?
Yeah.
Recess. If, any other items that we need to discuss, or commissioner comments, or still finalizing the drafts. Yeah, the camera's still on.
You see the Christmas card?
Ken, did you see the Christmas cards?
First come in today. One thing, engineering is kind of cute.
Yeah, we're in recess, because I was trying to monitor the conversation in here, it's all about something other than county business, so we're all good.
She's nothing.
Hey, everybody, I think everybody got a card from Prairie View,
Yes.
right? Christmas card?
Yeah.
When's this one? Our county one?
It's a Friday, that'd be, or no, that'd be the 18th.
18th?
I believe, is when we got a, well, I guess I don't know enough about that. Have we got 3 stationed areas we're supposed to be at on the 18th?
Well, I was gonna ask you what you're willing to help with. We're gonna need some help out here handing out hot cocoa and the maps and the clues for them to be able to drive through and look at the lights. Basically, it's all related to Christmas lights, and they're supposed to go in different areas and find specific lights. And then there's little fill in the blanks that they can do. And then it'll end out at the lake, and that's where the food will be, out at the lake hall. So they'll turn in their cards. We have a little bitty, like a little Christmas ornament to hand them along with their food vouchers. And so we'll need commissioners to help with that part. And then they can just take their food vouchers to their food vendors that they chose and get their food to carry out, to take home. So really the biggest things are to hand out the clues and collect the cards and hand out their meal tickets. And we're probably gonna be doing most all that standing outside.
Okay.
That starts at 5:30.
Yeah, we are starting the cocoa and clues at 5:30. We're starting the meals at 6, from 6 to 7:30. So,
I can help.
I can be here.
Yeah, everybody gotta jump on that one. I was gonna help hand up at the beginning. Just,
I'll be
Okay.
out the building.
There's nothing at the end, is it?
at the end, not at the very end, no. It's just we're gonna need 2 or 3 out there at the lake hall to hand the meal vouchers out to the cars and to,
Oh, you do them out there?
yeah, we're doing the meal vouchers out there.
Oh, okay.
We're doing the clues and cocoa here. So we'll need at least 2 people here.
Just to sign us when we get here.
yeah.
I can help them both ends.
Okay, well, we'll let you know. Are you available, Diane, to help?
I'm not gonna be able to make that, no.
Okay, so we've
I'm
got,
available.
okay,
I would,
That will come to your last one?
5:30 Friday night.
I
Yeah.
prefer to help at the beginning in case something comes up.
Okay.
And then if nothing comes up, then we'll help at the end.
okay, sounds good. So I'll probably have Randy and Kent out at the lake, and Dave and Jonah down here, if that's okay.
Okay.
That work for you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So just go out there, don't even stop here?
Oh, you're welcome to stop here, that's
Okay, so the
fine.
vouchers will be out there?
Cherry's gonna be out there,
Oh, okay.
being a helper behind on that end, and
Okay.
we'll have a
If
couple
you
of our
want your hot
staff
chocolate,
here.
you gotta stop here.
Yeah, if you want hot cocoa, better come here first.
We're gonna make sure you guys are doing your job.
No, we didn't get authorization for that.
I'm gonna have to have Brad with us for that hot dog.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the 2 letters previously approved to sign, contact with our employees, and recent editorial commentary. So I'll pass them around for signatures because that's already been done. At this time, I would like to direct staff to take the letter to the editor, editorial comments, and submit it as a letter to the editor.
Is that motion?
I'm just making a staff directive. If anybody doesn't have any problems with that, it will be a staff directive. Hearing no objections. Yes.
That's, I believe, was that the one from this afternoon? That was Judge Powers.
Yeah.
And then this is BG Consultants. They always send us some sort of a card about where they've designed something. So it's kind of fun to look at.
It's a key card, yeah.
But it says North Pole and all this, so I was like. So it's just a mock-up blueprint, miniature blueprint.
Right.
That's funny.
They get very into it every year. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
She declined on the one and not the other.
I have one.
Yes, please.
Mr. Gale, we appreciate you being here. And when you come, we love you to have that good Christmas spirit that you displayed today. So. Have a great day, sir.
Well, I appreciate it, and I will.
You weren't sure about that, were you?
Yeah, just thinking, I don't know where that's going, but.
I can tell by the look on his face.
Yeah.
What to do now?
Yeah, keep you guessing.
Very
Why not?
Okay.
I'll second it.
Everybody good? Everybody clear? We're done for today? A motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Sorry I went a little late today, but
And being back here, doing it back here in a circle.
Yes. Sorry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I moved on to Friday night.
It's been one of them things.
Hey, you're way ahead of us, yeah.